What's up, everyone? So, back when my kids were little, and they're not so little anymore, they're 17 now. But when they were little and they were eating things like chips or they wanted some like fast food, I would always tell them, you know, that food's got like uh, poison in it, or it's genetically modified, or they tearing down the rainforest to like so that you could have McDonald's, stuff like that. And they'd get so upset with me, and the rest of the family too. Like, but my kids would always say, "Why do you always gotta ruin my food?" And I would say, "I didn't ruin your food. I'm just telling you that it's ruined. Like, I didn't put the poison on it. I'm not responsible for genetically modifying or all the craziness that goes along with the food systems, the food agricultural industry, and all that. I was just telling them the truth about their food." And so, like, now that they're older, I can see that they get what I was saying. Like, they're starting to care more about health and, paying more attention to those things that when you're a kid you don't even think about. You just see like the cartoon characters associated with the food and how it tastes, and it tastes so good, and all that. And then you got so many other people who realize this and eat the food anyway. I think most people are just too stressed out and don't want to think about it. They know something's up, but it costs like so much more money to like get organic and all this stuff. So people just kind of live in denial of it, and there's this thing called cognitive dissonance. Right. Excuse me. Like where like just say you wanted a piece of cake, but you shouldn't eat the cake because the cake's gonna make you sick, or it's not good for you, but it tastes so good. Like, if I just have it this one time, it'll be okay, right? And that's all right, every once in a while. But when you end up doing it every day, that adds up to sickness over time. And so many people do that, like when it comes to addiction, like with drinking or smoking, and food, especially food. It's like, um, so to relate that to what I'm always talking about when it comes to government, and I'm like the buzzkill, right? People like, why do you always gotta ruin things by saying the truth, right? And I'm not ruining it. I'm telling you, like, the government is evil, and just because you don't want to believe it doesn't mean it's not true, right? Like, I'm not saying they're evil. They are evil because it's true. So the same thing goes along with cognitive dissonance when it comes to that. When you know that they're evil, and you see many people even admit it when they say when they're voting for the lesser of two evils. I mean, you have it right there. It's like, but then they only like think of it in those terms, and not on a daily basis, that they're contributing to evil by electing evil people, right? And that it is evil to put people in positions of authority that get to do things that if you did them, they would punish you for. That is evil. Like, that is how the world is so really messed up. When you say that you don't believe that anyone deserves to have more rights than others, and then you elect them into positions of power to have more rights than you, and they do things that are really not right but wrong. Like, They get away literally with murdering innocent people. And if you did it, you should be held accountable for that. But they're not, and they get voted for and held in like high regard. Like, that's evil. That's evil going on, and I'm saying it, and I'm ruining it. Right? I'm ruining the great patriotic, like, America, make America so great. And there's lots of great things about this country that, I'm not here to ruin it all. I'm talking about the government, not the country. So when it comes to cognitive dissonance, when you really get it that, oh, well, I am contributing to evil. Every day I go to work and a percentage of my income, my labor gets used towards that evil. But you don't want to pretend that you're not really doing that, or it's gonna be okay, or everyone else is doing it. So, like, this is the cognitive dissonance, kind of looking for all these justifications to eat that cake. Right? I won't do it tomorrow, but most people don't even put two and two together when it comes to government. They don't want to go there. They don't want to face that truth, that what they're really contributing to. And that's what I've been saying since the beginning, when I started talking about morality being objective. That we are collectively contributing to evil. And then, once we can fully process that as true, then we can begin to make the world a better place. But the thing is, that's the only reason I make these videos, is because I want to see the world become a better place. And I know that the root cause is the consciousness of humanity not owning up to the reality that they are creating. That is the root cause. All is mind. Everything begins with thought. All right? Like, I see people post this stuff all the time because I follow, like, permaculture and regenerative stuff. And they're like, oh, we just need to take care of our wild areas and really value those spaces, and then the world will be a better place. And I know those people all are, like, well-intentioned, but they're missing it. That's not gonna make the world a better place by doing some kind of outside work, because it's the inner work, it's the inner consciousness, that's messing the whole world up. The reasons why all those wild spaces are polluted in the first place began with people's minds. It began with people's immoral decisions to think that the planet belongs to them. That's the root cause. The root cause is the consciousness. It's the mental realm. You can't change things by going around in the physical realm. And so that's it. Like, I really want to see the world. I know there's a chance. This is it. Like, this is where I'm at now on my path. I was back in that outside work path years ago, and it's taken me now to see that it's the inner work, it's the mental realm, like, it's the human consciousness that's destroying the planet. That's it. And it's not that we can destroy the planet, right? Like, I know the planet is much more powerful. We're nothing compared to the planet, but our chances, the human chances of staying here, and not wiping ourselves out. It's all has to do with our mind, the consciousness. So I'm just always going to be like a broken record and say the same thing over and over again in as many different ways that come to me. That's really what I feel compelled or just like meant to do. Like, you know, care for the truth. Caring for the truth is the way out. But you got to go in to get to the truth. So, alright, that's enough. And I'll be back.